said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 100 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome to Alabama Field, Bryant-Denny Stadium. We'll see a playoff team from the Alabama for EA time. Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me, guys. The Ducks will kick it away to start us off. Be a touchdown will come out to the 25-yard line. It's up about 3 to the 29. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. Creating momentum out of the game. These teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's on the line.
Who gets to Atlanta? Bragging right, all this stuff. It means
There we go. You want to talk about shifting the field in an instant. He's all the way down to the 10-yard line.
and that's not the start you wanted if you're on this defense. Like you lost last week, looking to bounce back. One thing you can't do, man, give up explosive plays on the ground. This defense has to hunker in, dial in a little bit. Last week was a struggle. Let's get back on track.
Alabama did work on the ground. Let's go right back to it. Leave it with him. Runs through the tackle. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
Talking to their coaches, they said, we are going to run the ball on the first drive of this game and really see if we can establish that line of scrimmage. You've seen that early so far, and after that explosive run, they've now set themselves up here in the red zone. Looking for some points.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd. They go to the ground. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run. Man, what a matchup. The stakes are really high. Both teams in the top 10 playoff position. All the things that go with a midseason showdown, guys.
And because we got a little bit more too, because both teams in playoff contention, both teams.
How about that way to start a game? They didn't even attempt to throw. They just ran it ridiculously down the field, and that guy caps off a beautiful start.
7-0 to start this one. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they cap a 1-yard plunge. Out to the 25, no attempt at a return. realizing with all the attention, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference. It's still very much matters. So if you're sitting obviously at the top like these teams are, this day will
Was a game way back in the preseason, expecting these two teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
The defense stopped the clock for the timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Okay, big decision early as they lead the offense on the field in their own territory. They want this opening. Converts on first. Keep this moving, and they've got it at the 40. The Ducks, 1st and 10. Spin in there.
and it came up. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go on their own.
Well, they're working the slot receiver on a drag route here. He's just kind of his way through the traffic side and present a nice quarterback.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise. And good, solid pick before the defense cuts him down. The Tide crowd rolling noise. He's got first as they move it to the 44. The Ducks on the move. On first. He tries to take the stop the threat. And they'll close in on turn on the interception.
And the defender makes a great read on the football and makes the big reception in the back end. Here's the thing, that's number 4 in the season, so he's finding the football consistent.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Already a solid start to back to work. Rumbles ahead for a 5 to the 29.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for you.
Halfway there on its 2nd and 5. Calling a hot route. Trying to get the corner. Got it. All down, but he has enough to move the chain. You can go way back in the history books to the wishbone attack, all the way back to the first Rose Bowl team. Alabama built its identity on a strong running game.
On dudes that tote the rock and do it with nastiness, with some physicality. Not one guy's going to break down. There's always somebody that's going to be a physical challenge to try to get on the ground.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Lost one last one. It's 2nd and 11. Pocket breaking down. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
These are the plays in defense that mean so much for so many reasons. Getting in the backfield, obviously getting the sack, so putting them a little bit behind the sticks, but also hitting that quarterback, making him think. That goes a long way in disrupting the quarterback's rhythm.
Work to do to move the keep the drive alive after that earlier sack. Third and long.
football, had time, spins the ball. This offense, the defensive play.
All the way down to the 25-yard line. Move the sticks.
And how about right after they get the explosive play running the ball, they're going right back to the bench for some tempo.
Doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield, penetrating, using his quickness, and using strength on the ground? That is a baller.
After losing yardage, it's 2nd and 12. Able to tackle, but not before he gets 5 yards down to the 21. Facing 3rd and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal. Some early moves to line, and the officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And they'll get off one play in the quarter. Third and long, and he'll try to. He'll be stopped short of that 15-yard line, and now they're looking at 4th and short. We've reached the break, and Alabama has the lead. And we've come to the end of one, and let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the 2nd quarter. Makeable field goal as if they'll go for it on 4th down. He wants to change this route. Knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. Back, and here comes the offense. Well, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David. Stay just
Football you're going to throw in his.
He's got some space. Ran right through the defender, and he's taken out of bounds after pick up there. They're in stride. It's out to 37.
What a phenomenal job.
Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the number one job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect.
Hey, you got to take what the defense is giving you, and I agree, David. It looks like now he's trying to force the thing, just checking it down away. He's got to do a better job working through his progressions right now. He's got tons of talent, but he's making bad decisions.
And just a great job by the defense being stout. All right, that's your job. Be stout up front in the run play. Make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run.
Keep it on the ground. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22.
It's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
The Crimson Tide looking for a way to convert on third down. Quarterback making adjustments. Trying to move the stick third in the air. Sideline. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43. Alabama quickly to the line.
And in this offense, you know, as a quarterback, you're going to get opportunities to put up some pretty big numbers. Now already over 2,000 yards on the season.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Offense gets set for second down. Give to open. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
This Alabama offense is clicking another first down. Right back to the well. And he runs it. Touchdown.
Defense is going to have to do a better. Touchdowns they've now allowed. Got to be better close to scrimmage.
Ready to try the point after. Makes it 14-0. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And it was capped with an explosive 22-yard run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this. No chance at a return here. Start this drive at their own 20. Need to go back to work on offense. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score.
You should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it, throwing it. It's down at this point.
And I'll also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is playing great, so defensively here, make something on this side of the football.
He really needed a hold to that one, but it was not loose.
Completions when the QB's throwing, and you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that completion.
Crimson Tide of noise on Saban on third down. It's the pass. And he was hit as he released it.
this early in the game. I thought he just punt the defense take the field.
Lead running back. Defense around, pick up a yard. It's at the 26.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Picking up a couple at second and quarterback may change this. To the and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
Well, the defense had the perfect play call on. Defense trying to go toss into the boundary, but the defense dialed up the corner blitz. Perfect play for the perfect moment. They get the tackle loss.
Third play of the drive, and they need to take advantage of the field position by making something happen on third and long. To throw. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball down. Fourth down coming up.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're at fourth and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down.
Start to understand what we're doing defensively. If they're going to pass the football and that's where they're going to live, well, I'm going to live in dime. I'm going to bring more defensive backs on the field. I can cover more of these speed guys that they have out there. Great job by the defensive back on the football, making the INT very smart.
Time here to put together productive drive late in the half. Wants to throw on first down. Territory, they'll mark him out of bounds at the 44. And the Ducks come to the hurry up.
Well, waiting for that play, right? Throwing it a lot. Sluggish. They've got no points on the score. And now they come up with an explosive play in the passing game to get them in a position to points here, hopefully a touchdown before this first half closes out.
Pile up on second and a long way to go. They bring him down, not before he's able to pick up the first down. At the 2-minute timeout, and they really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. This first half of offense, highlight reel, so starting to get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Move. All down, but they'll move the sticks. He picks up the first down. The Ducks come to the line. Fresh set of downs. From the red zone, looking. Got it in the middle. Williams. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. And catch. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. And this is a really important series of plays, a chance to the touchdown, Oregon.
One thing you know, job responding by the offense on that last drive, capping it off with a really good looking touchdown. This is now a one-possession game. We've got a lot of
7. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
A pair of top 15 teams throwing haymakers today. Show you the very latest. State is down. Don't rule out some late game magic. With that offense and a kid on defense, linebacker, anything is possible. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Ohio State. We'll circle back to this Big Ten battle. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Plenty of time to work. Not any time to the half. The lone back's got it. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive line. So first down didn't exactly go according to plan. Let's see what they can do on second down.
Reese got him right where I want him. Okay, I'm going to throw the football. Now I can get back in shotgun. Forget the running stuff. We were playing a little pitching. How good that secondary is.
Didn't get much done on the first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Action. Extending the play. Quickly to the tight end. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
And it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people can do it. I mean, we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
To the ground. Work his way up to the 42.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Alabama with a multitude of options on 2nd and short. Oh, he's working against the clock. Going to try to pop one on the... Turning it on! Now they're starting, but they've got a first down at the 44. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. First and 10, a 44-yard line. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Set for first down. From the gun. We got a timeout here late in the first half. They'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Just a great job defensively, making him go through his progressions, and he really didn't have time to do it.
And that's exactly what you do in zone coverage. You drop in your spots, you read the quarterback's eyes, make sure you take away that quick, and a great job rushing the and getting the sack.
To get some of the yardage back here on 2nd down. Might be changing the route. Late in the half. He spins that thing. And the pass is complete thanks to a big hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Alabama with a ton of ground to down. Looking downfield, and and down he goes at the 32. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The Tide will punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Sends his first one of the day on its way, and that matches the number of differences he had to win last week. See how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Down. Throw it over the top of the D. The crowd, take it in. Touchdown, Ducks!
Execution by this. That is how you close a half. Chewing up some time, getting in the end zone, a chance to tie this up. Feel really good about yourself at halftime.
Tacked on the extra point. That's the kind of drive everybody loves. OC, quarterback, one snap, put it in the end. Get that touchdown right, build the momentum and the by allowing a big kickoff return. Take it. We'll start at the 25. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the out on first down play. He lined high down the left side. Oh, it just trickled through his fingers. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Need to put a boot to it to start the half. And it'll be back. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And here comes the offense. First drive of the second half. Watch, you see what type of
A little bit of back and forth in a process, and now once you get this, who's going to get aggressive, Paul? Who's trying to make some go?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs. There's a lot of things that we're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
Tide crowd. Blowing noise down third down. From the gun, wants to pass. It has to be spent. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get.
nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Alabama offense on the field. The give to the tailback. Will be 2nd and 3.
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
And Ty can dig in the playbook here on 2nd and short. With the back. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
They've moved it to the 25, but now facing a 3rd and long. Wants to pass. Fires to is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on down.
Great job by the defense dialing out some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. This is not a straight-on kick. A 42-yarder from the right. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead. Let's go to the studio now and begin with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, a big time top 15. Let's get taken to the cleaners today. We're talking heavy starch on the hanger, and don't let the door hit you on the way out. Trailing by 28 to Ohio State. Your boy KC has you covered here in case anything changes in this Big Ten battle.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Work on offense. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, term.
You did.
At 30. Touchdown, Oregon. And we'll put them up here in the. You know they love their track. And when the gun goes off and he is open field, he is to the tape, and he was by the time he hit the end zone.
And they've had guys year after year with serious tracks. They'll get you the small runs, blow you to sleep, make the plays because they got big-time playmakers with speed at running back.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And makes its way into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 5. That Alabama offense. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Moved the ball down the field and executed what they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
If you want to take the next step, too, creative way to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down.
Listen, offensively, you run the RPOs, you just want positive yards, make the right read, read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. Pulls and fires. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, decided on the big of this game, we're going to get our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there.
Looking to throw on 1st down. He threw his fingers incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
And I think that right there has been one of the biggest stories of this game so far. The reason this team trails is they can't get one of their best players the football in the passing game. This guy's a weapon. He eats defenses alive each and every week and has yet to make one catch in this game.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Gun leaves it on the inside with that.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Alabama with a lot of ground cover here on. Wants to adjust the pattern. On 3rd and long, he has to 1st down yardage as they move it to 44. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all just so many hundreds, thousands of balls. When that guy's going to break, you know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
Snap it to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Got nothing on the last and 10. Out of the gun, the inside. And he's a little bit of running room to get him down.
Love the push by the offensive line on that RPO play. Look how they just work single teams and then double teams and chipping off of their guys and climbing into the 2nd level, getting a hat on the linebacker. That's why those types of plays are successful.
Quarterback on the keeper. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yardage 3rd down.
That's got to hurt if you're the offense, because you're thinking with this quarterback and his size and his athleticism, that's going to be an easy 1st down pickup on the option play. But how about the physicality up front by this defense? Line of scrimmage.
Offense is going to go for it on 4th down. This drive alive. If the Crimson Tide will have the 1st down.
Well, there you're seeing the mentality of this head coach in the game, going for it on 4th down. A lot of guys would have tried to kick a field goal, but I think this guy knows, hey, we're not going to win this game putting 3s on the board. We need touchdowns. His attitude.
Might as well give it to him again. And
well, this running back has had a pretty good day so far in this game, and I think the key right now is for the defense to find a way to slow him down. He had a good run plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively. Try to give this offensive line different alignment looks to see if they can confuse him.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get yardage back here on second down. Wants to go up top. The screen, he can go. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times they'll dance and make even bigger plays than they did here, but it was still a positive game.
The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to come third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Nowhere to go. Touchdown, Ducks! The defense takes matters into its own.
Defenses are always trying to force turnovers to get the ball back to their offense, make those big plays. You know what the Sunday is? Force the turnover. The pill down, you scoop it up, take it all the way back to the house. Huge play for this defense.
And they did. Knocked it right. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Let that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Quarter coming. Up on first down. Over the middle. It's Meadow. Get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. That's the end of the period, and Oregon has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. Second down is the final stanza. Rides to back.
And man, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Alabama comes to the line, third and short. That'll be enough for a first down as he crosses the 50 and gets it to 48. The tempo.
Trailing like they are right now in the quarter, their execution offensively is just going to have to be at a premium. Afford a lot of incompletions at this point. Everybody is going to need to be on the same page moving forward.
And man, how many times are we going to call his name today? It has been so much fun to watch. Got a couple of sacks, add another tackle for a loss here. He has been all over the field, and he has made some for this defense.
Really putting together right now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
And this offense is going to have to be right down a couple possessions. Got to continue to get these first downs. Move quick. Don't be in a hurry, but they've got to keep the accelerator down because they need some plays.
Alabama quickly downfield, set down. He leaves it with the back. They work that running game down to the 34. Let's give him 3 on the carry.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off, and really good vision there. Just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive points.
Got first down at 2nd and 7. 20 pickup of 10 and
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did clock. That is at a premium for this offense.
Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. Gun, the running back. Playing to get the they'll have the first down.
Yeah, and listen, this guy's had a good day. I know they're trailing. They need to put some drives together, but I also wouldn't abandon him because he's had such a monster day, and he's been the bright spot so far.
The game. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown! Well, if the momentum hadn't shifted before, it certainly has now.
It has, and now you got some game pressure, right? That's beautiful. Now the defense comes out, get you a stop, get aggressive, but the offense a little bit of pressure now because they know if the ball goes back to the other side, they could lose this ball game.
Obvious thing, get the two-point conversion now, and all you'll need is a field goal to tie. Conversion is good, and now within a field goal here in the...
And it works out. Called that 2-point to get to within 3. This is a game going down to the wire. What you'll love the gutsy call.
They're set to get off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And to the 25, no attempt at a return. Back to the offense. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive. Now probably feeling a little bit of heat. Fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
I know exactly. Defense run. We're selling out to run because we're thinking they're going to run the football, and we got 3. Save as much as we can so our offense has some time on the clock to do some when they get the football back.
On that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football.
Complete defensive effort. When the man makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer, the pass rush gets home, forces the incompletion.
A veritable crimson tide of noise. He's to go, and now it's 4. Bucks want to pick up the tempo. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Lead in the one game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big time risk. To throw the first down. Downfield for the big play. 10 complete the long pass on 4th down is to no avail.
And listen, obviously, at this area of the field, it's a question, it's a debate whether or not you go for that on 4th down. At the end of the day, though, I think this coach believes in his own playmakers, and he's got guys on offense that he feels play in that type of situation. And he's got confidence that that time they weren't able to come up. I'm curious to see what this guy did.
In the backfield, he's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And you can tell that play went nowhere from the start.
It was definitely a great play by that defender.
Oh, yeah, he got in the backfield so quick, the running back had absolutely no chance.
what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Back to pass. Sets up the screen. And one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time.
And I don't like the play call, guys. Screen pass at this point of the game against the defense, playing big zones, prevent, trying to keep the ball in front. It's just not going to work. You got to take shots offensively.
And the last thing they squander position, facing a 3rd and long. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. The Crimson Tide, a long line to get on 3rd down. He needs a chunk. That's caught. It's Montgomery. They knock him down at the 20-yard line for the 1st down, but maybe they'll keep the offense on the field.
Well, this defense is going to have to do a better job at communicating. That guy was just way too wide open. In a 2-minute situation, you have got to make it way more difficult on the quarterback.
And here, down a score, they'll
try to take the lead, and you find the receiver out wide. He runs by the DB. Nice throw, nice catch. You got the lead.
Attempt is coming. Set up to Post had the completion, just missed it. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called to take this lead. And return here, they'll drive at their own 25. And they get to him down to prevent a big gain. The hurry up now, clock kicking. Has to go up top. Open spaces. Touchdown, Oregon. And inside a minute to go, and they've got the lead.
Yeah, and a nice job quarter making plays, and a nice being on the same page. QB, receiver. You can tell. Football, he caught into team catch right there. Nice chemistry by the QB and wide receiver.
To tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a buzzkill for this crowd. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. motion, see how the D reacts. Down. Taking a deep shot in the game. Bring on the left side. He found room and he 39-yard line. Clock is still running and they have to get everybody lined up.
That is exactly what this is needed. The clock's winding down. You got to make a play. You go to your play wide receiver. He picks up some yards. This offense is in a great spot.
And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
You just got to get this guy going in the offense. You got to hand it off to him. You got to throw it to him, too, on all different types of downs. I love it on first down here. Just getting him the ball in the passing game. Let him make something happen and set up second and short.
Five wide out spread across the field on 2nd and 5. Back to throw, and he needs to make. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
And you absolutely expect those shots from this offense. And I love what's prepared. You know he can go. So you got to play that deep route. They play it great. Don't give up the and don't let
Can't find anyone open. Down he goes. Here later. The offense will use a timeout. Clock is stopped. 32 seconds left. It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on 4th down. Gotta have it here. A shot for the zone. Can't find it. It'll be incomplete, and that is a breaker this late in the game.
Nice job by this defense in a clutch moment. Ball 4th down. Coverage, break on the foot, force the incompletion, and more importantly, you get the ball back to the offense with a chance to just run the clock and get out of here with a win.
Defense still with a couple of